Good evening, welcome to the shed. It's a very chilly one tonight. I've got the fire alight, it's just starting to warm up now. So a few changes first of all to tell you about. Amount of videos is probably going to reduce slightly because I've got a job, so probably one, maybe two a week. Bench is finished, which you will know about by now. Very, very happy. We're going to do a guided tour once I've fitted the vise, which is what I want to talk about tonight. So I am going to do two videos, one which is cleaning the vise, getting it ready, painted. Just going to do a fairly basic, wire brush, get rid of all the grease, paint it, and we'll be ready for fitting. Number two video will be fitting the vise, so it's going to be here somewhere, just away from the leg. A little bit scared about doing that because I've got to cut a hole in the side of my lovely bench, but that'll be okay. Okay, let me show you what I got and we'll decide what the strategy is. Okay, so this is a record number 52.5. I think it's the half, I think applies, refers to the quick release mechanism. I bought it locally from Gumtree for 70 quid, 70 pounds. That's probably about, I don't know, $60, something like that, which is a pretty good price for one of these. They are, the desirable one. They're a good one to have. I think it's 9 inches. I think this one dates from probably the 60s because the later ones have a flat front on this, whatever that bit's called, bit on the front. Anyway, so the idea is to clean it with a wire brush. I'm going to paint it black, I've decided. I was going to go for the blue, but I think I quite like black. So really it's just make it clean, make it nice, take the jaws out. I'm going to leave it mounted while I clean it up and then take it apart, degrease it, re-oil it, although I've heard that apparently paraffin wax is the way to go because it's nice and clean. So I'll investigate on that and maybe we'll use that instead. So that's it, nice easy one. Not going to be able to lift it up onto the wire brush on the drill press because it weighs too much. So I'm going to do most of it on here and then take it apart and do the rest. Doesn't need too much. Make it nice and clean, we'll be ready. Okay, let's crack on. So there's like a panel there which hopefully I can take off and that'll allow me to strip it down. I don't know. Oh, hang on, no, there's a screw there. So anything that's not going to be visible is just going to be cleaned. I'm not going to paint stuff and I'm not going to wire brush it. Oh, there's all sorts of crap on there. So how do we get that out? Maybe that's just for oiling that bit. So there's like a circlip thing here. Don't know if I can get that open or not. What do you think? So there's some kind of pin. He says. I think I've just broken it. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to continue to strip this down. I've cleaned up a couple of parts, just degreased them basically, and that's all. That's the effect I'm going for. I'm not going for a full bare metal, back to metal kind of
refurb because most of it's invisible anyway. So, okay, let's do it. Okay, so that's that stripped down. That didn't take long at all, about 5 minutes if that. Yeah, a lot of grease and dirt. I'll probably sand these down slightly, or you know, rub them down a bit. Keep them nice and smooth. A lot of crap in there. Not sure if I've seen that. Actually, it's not too bad. Give that a good old rinse and wash. Get some petrol on it. I think we'll be good. This isn't going to take long. It's quite a simple mechanism, really. Okay, that's all the bits together, apart. Clean it up, paint it, put it back together. Time to start painting all of the parts, all nicely cleaned. So I basically rinsed them down with petrol, which to me is the best degreaser there is. And then I just used some hot soapy water. None of this warm soapy water, proper hot water. Got rid of all the bits. And I've been out, it's been out here warming up for a little while. I've had the heater on it. I mean, it doesn't need much really. One coat should do it. I'm going to paint the inside of the drawers as well, because it just makes them nice and clean. Obviously that's not going to be seen, but it doesn't matter. So while the vise was apart, I took advantage and managed to use it to cut in the hole in my bench. Those are just my spacers. Okay, so that's how it will fit. Obviously the other bits will be in there. So I think I made a bit of an error painting it black. I should have left it natural, au natural, but yeah, we'll have to live with that. Okay, let's put it back together. Okay. So for the lubrication, I did buy some paraffin wax, but I'm not convinced that's going to work. We'll see. Everything's so cold that when I tried to melt it onto it, it wasn't having it. Okay. That's the handle for the quick release. I've got a particular way around. Maybe it has. No, it's in the centre. Looks like it'll work. Might have to adjust that slightly later. That is pretty much it. Not difficult to put together, are they really? Might have to adjust that spring, that's the only thing that I'm not sure about. It seems to be lifting up, whether it's enough to do the full slide, we'll find out in a moment. This little lubrication cover, I don't really know why that's there because you can't see it when it's installed, but anyway. Okay, that's it. There it is. As I say, I think I wish I hadn't done it black, but never mind. So that's that. Okay, so that's the end of that refurb. I'm going to give myself a 7 out of 10 on that one. Didn't feel happy with my black paint, although it actually looks all right. On the plus side, it was good to be able to cut the slot into the bench while that was all apart. That made it much easier. That's now done. I won't show you that because that's part of the next video, so you have to watch that one. Yeah, so it was really good to be able to cut the slot in the bench while it was apart. Much easier, less unwieldy. Yeah, so you see more of that in the next video. That's cool. I also tried the paraffin wax, and I made a little sort of wax cake. I've been rubbing that along the shafts of the vise and on the thread, and it does seem to work. It's taken a few passes to get it going, but it seems to work okay. So that's good. So yeah, all good. Should work for another 150 years, no problem, this vise.
I'll link to the playlist here, and you can subscribe here so you can hear about the next video. Next up is the installation. Brilliant. See you soon. Thanks for watching.